Welcome to Because You Only Get Paid When You Ship. In the last episode, we talked about a simple idea. Most companies aren't overwhelmed because they have too many problems. They're overwhelmed because they are fixing the wrong ones. There's a small slice of repeating causes hiding inside the noise. And when you find it, everything changes. I'm Paul Zania, and today I want to answer the question I always get next. How do you actually find it? Not with better dashboards, not with prettier charts, and not by boiling the ocean, but with a disciplined way of looking at the business. When a company brings me in, I'm not there to review their dashboards. I don't start with summary reports, I don't start with KPIs, and I definitely don't start with averages. Because by the time data has been summarized, the truth has usually been smoothed out. If you want to find the small slice, you have to start where the noise still exists. You have to start with the truth. The truth lives in raw data. Not because raw data is pretty, it isn't, but because nothing has been averaged away yet. This is where I begin. CSVs, parcel feeds, TMS logs, billing lines, exception files, operational logs. Messy, uncomfortable, but honest. Because the moment data is cleaned too early, you lose the patterns that matter. Once the raw data is on the table, the goal isn't analysis, it's segmentation. I start slicing the data across real operational dimensions. By customer, by shipment type, by lane, by carrier, by exception reason, by warehouse workflow, by time of day, by day of week, by team or operator behavior. Not because I expect the answer to jump out immediately, but because repetition reveals itself when you look at the same data from different angles. This is where something important happens. Clusters begin to form. The same issues show up again and again, just wearing different disguises. That's when the small slice starts to reveal itself. And notice what I didn't say. I didn't say a formula finds it. I didn't say an equation gives you the answer. I said this is where it begins to reveal itself. At this point, most organizations lose discipline. They see 10 problems and try to fix all 10. That's not leverage. This is where discipline matters. For every cluster that emerges, I ask one simple question. If we fix this root cause, what downstream chaos disappears? Maybe it's a broken process. Maybe it's a bad rule no one has questioned. Maybe it's a system quirk. Maybe it's a customer behavior everyone has learned to tolerate. The key is not the number of problems. It is the number of problems that unlock other problems. That's the small slice. Let me ground this. In one operation, leadership believed they had a broad cost problem. Freight was high, exceptions were common, complaints were rising. But once we sliced the raw data, a pattern appeared. The same type of shipment, the same customer behavior, the same error repeated across different lanes and days. It looked like many issues, but it was really one broken rule. Fixing that single root cause eliminated multiple downstream problems at once. Not because we worked harder, but because we worked on the right thing. Once the small slice is clear, I'm not interested in long studies. I don't believe in 9-month engagements or 100 slide decks. What matters is momentum. So, the next step is always the same. A short, focused operational roadmap. What needs to be fixed, who owns it, in what order, and what impact we expect when it's done. Not someday, not next quarter, now. This is where my ranch upbringing shows up. You don't form a committee to debate whether the gate is broken, you fix it. No endless meetings, no arguments about the hinges, no waiting for consensus. You fix it and you stop chasing cabs. That's how we treat the small slice. There's an important limitation to this approach. As powerful as it is, it still depends on someone knowing how to look. If you want to find the small slice once, this works. If you want to find it continuously, the system itself must support the way of seeing. That's what we'll talk about next. How to build a data foundation that stops hiding problems, eliminates red beads before they enter the system, and lets even small teams see what actually matters. Let's face it, you only get paid when you ship. I'm Paul Zania. Next week, we'll talk about how to build that system the right way, even if you're a small business. I'll see you then.